Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Millicent Mosowo, and today we have kicked off our first goal execution workshop. I am so excited to be doing this. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is this workshop about? It's all about helping people discover who they are, their abilities, their purpose, help them to set the right goals, and how they can execute those goals effectively. So now, if you're feeling stuck, you don't know what you must do, you feel like your life has no meaning, this is the right workshop for you. So this is one of our first, and we're still going to have many and many of them. I hope to see you there. So now we're just going to take you through the whole workshop and what we get to do. Stay tuned. As they have mentioned, I am Millicent Mosowo. I'm a wife, and there is my husband at the back. The man behind sound. Can we clap hands for this man? We appreciate men who just let us be and allow our lights to shine, support us, and, we need to appreciate those. And I just wanted to appreciate him as well for doing that. And I'm a mom to be. I know you guys can see, but yeah, I'm carrying a seat. She's already part of our goal execution workshops as well. So, we're going to start with the goal execution workshop. And I'm going to take you guys through what inspired the workshop, right? This is something that worked in my life. It is actually my biggest testimony. I don't think there is any bigger testimony than finding your purpose or finding what you are meant to do. And when it happened to me and how it happened to me, I didn't want to keep it to myself. I wanted to share my experience with other women and men out there so that they can also, discover their purposes, because I feel like when you discover your purpose, that's when you feel you begin to live. I can say all along I have been existing, and until I found my purpose and until I got to understand that actually God took time to create me. And he didn't create me to just come and look beautiful like I'm looking today. He created me for a good purpose. And all I need to do is make sure that I function in my purpose on earth. And that's where we're going to, take us through. I thought in our first workshop, maybe let's just cover the basics so that we understand that we also don't just wake up and set goals. It has to be goals that are, in alignment with your purpose and the reason why God created you in the first place, right? I put a couple of questions that I think they will guide us to go into this. So the first one is, what is the goal, Before we can even go into goal execution, smash your goals, girl, all the motivation, maybe we just need to make sure that our understanding align. Do we understand what is a goal? So I spoke about vision, and I know it's hard. I got messages and DMs where people ask me, I still can't figure out what's my vision. I still can't figure out what's my passion. How do you do it? And in most cases, we just say, pray about it. Nay. And the person say, I don't even know how to pray. I don't know where to start. But today, I decided, it's about time I share with you guys questions that I had to answer. I came across this for me to discover my purpose. It was towards the end of 2017, early 2018. I always say that that's when I started living. So if you want to know how old am I, I'm actually 5 years old. Because I started living in 2018. That's when I discovered my purpose, and that is where I started to enjoy my life and being whole, finding joy in impacting other people's lives. So I'm going to share with you the 5 questions that helped me discover my purpose. I hope you're taking notes. And the first question is, where do you come from? Right? The thing about me getting to discover these questions, I was in a certain situation. Let me say situationship. It's always the case. It always comes after a pain or training or a very unpleasant season in your life that you begin to question, why am I even existing? For me at that time, I just wanted to die because I felt like my life has no meaning. I remember I was a learner driver at that time, and when I used to drive, I would just even, pass the red robots and go like, what's on? I want to die. Like, what am I doing? There is no meaning to my life. It took me that for me to discover this, and I thank God for that. And I had to, sit down and answer this question for myself, and I want to challenge you to do the same. Where do you come from? This is a question of your source. Where do I come from? Who is your creator? When I was in primary, they used to teach us that we are coming from the monkeys. And I got to unlearn that when that question came. Because the knowledge about coming from monkeys didn't help me when I wanted to kill myself, right? So, and then when I learned that I come from God and He is my creator, I went back to God and I got to understand that if He is my creator and He is my source, it means I carry the same characteristics as Him and His potential. And now I get to learn about what God can do. And I got to realize that if I'm coming from this source, it means I've got what this source has. And I remember getting this revelation in a form of a chair. I looked at a chair and I had to ask myself, where does this chair come from? It comes from trees, right? So it means it was created from trees. It carries the same characteristics, wood, whatever that is made of, whatever that a tree is made of, right? So I took it that way, and I want to share with you guys that is the truth. For you to see this truth in your life, you have to accept it. And you go back and answer this question for yourself in terms of where you come from. So now that we know we come from the Creator who is God, now we understand the characteristics and God's potential that we share the same. You are in a better place. Maybe you can wait. Maybe I can jump the yellow robot. Right? Not the red one. Right? So, and then the second question is, who am I? And this is a question of your identity. So I think coming to learn who am I, having to answer where I come from, it helped me to understand who am I. And that's when I realized that my identity is in God. I've heard so many people tell me what I was. The public opinion can limit you. Some of us come from backgrounds where words were spoken over your life to say, you are this. Maybe you had maybe a addiction, or you just had this behavior. We don't know where it's coming from. And your aunties or whatever, or even your teacher, high school teacher, and they say to you, what's that? That's who you are. Or when are you not going to make this? But when I got to understand where I come from, and I got to understand the characteristics of God, that I share the same, and I've got the same potential as Him, then my identity is in Him. The public opinion about who am I does not matter anymore, because that is very limited, right? So this also began to give me hope. I know where I come from, and I know who am I. So meaning if someone come with a different knowledge that is not defining me, I'm going to reject it. And I'm going to stick to this one, right? And the third question was, what can I do? And that is my abilities. This is the question of your own true abilities, right? So this one, I'm going to share a story. And I strongly believe that sometimes God sent divine relationships to confirm your abilities. Sometimes, maybe through the heart of serving, when you just want to serve, you realize that actually I enjoy hospitality. This is my ability. I see the impact that I have on people. Whenever I go to, there's always this, God will always present opportunities for you to discover these things. You know that? It takes a heart that is willing to serve. But for me, it happened when I remember the first time I discovered my greatest ability, which was to run a business or establish a business. It was when I remember my husband was invited to speak at a career guidance in Northwest. So I was just accompanying him, and I was still trying to figure out, my life, to understand what exactly is it that I'm supposed to be doing, because I had a good career, I had a good job, but it was just not fulfilling for me. So when we got there, he's in entertainment industry. He was going to speak like from a perspective of entertainment industry. And when I got there, they said to me, you know what, one of the speakers disappointed us. What do you do? I'm like, I'm an IT professional. Do you think you can speak? I'm like, I didn't prepare. They're like, no, just say something. These kids might, benefit something from what you do in your profession. Guys, that was the first time I spoke and I stood in front of people. And I said, okay, it's fine, I'll do it. And I went in there. Oh my gosh, I wish I had that picture to show you guys. But since we're vlogging, I think it's only fair that I show you how I looked, guys. The first time I discovered my ability, you might not even recognize me, because that's where it finds you, right? And then I stood there without, any sort of preparation, and I started talking about IT opportunities that are there. But the ability was to speak. I didn't know that I could stand in front of people and speak. And actually, people who knew me during my dark days, when I meet them now and we talk, and some actually go to my YouTube channel and they come back to say, girl, is this you? We are so proud of you. And I sit down and ask myself, how was I, guys? And that's the power of discovering who you are, right? And that was an opportunity that was presented to me. And that day, I was never the same. I felt like I could do more. After the event, people started coming to me, to say, thank you so much. That was so great. Coming to think I didn't prepare for that. But I think it was just to expose me to discover my abilities. And I want to challenge you today that one of the ways that you can discover who you are, and that is answering the third question to say, what are my abilities? Now it's leading you to finding out exactly what is your purpose. You know where you come from, your source. God is your source. He created you. You know what you carry inside of you. You were made in the same characteristics as Him. You know your identity is in Him. It's not in who your auntie or your uncle or your primary teacher said to you. That is very limited, and they don't know you. They didn't create you. He's your manufacturer. We gave an example with the person who manufactured the phone. They know exactly what it's supposed to do. So that's where you come from. And now you discover your abilities, right? We are getting to find out what is your purpose. And I'm sure and I hope that you can already imagine, you can already answer or begin to answer this question.
Swanganye, founder of Interior Designer, about to launch in a month's time. The the workshop was very informative for me. I have learned so much. I have learned how important it is to have a vision, to have a bigger picture of your life, to understand your purpose and to know exactly why you are here. So I have the most important things that I would say I learned was how to set goals and how to keep going with the goals, not setting goals only in January and along the way you get tired. So I have learned how it is important to carry over your goals. If you have not achieved a certain goal that you have set for your day, how to carry it over to the next day and to the next week or whatever. So yeah, the important thing that I've learned was just how to set goals, how to execute them. Thank you.
Hi everybody, this is Maria Titana reporting live from the Goal Execution Workshop. My review is that the workshop was very insightful. We are learning so much. We learned so much from Millicent, and we believe that as we go out, we'll be able to execute our goals effectively. So I wish you guys were part of this workshop. Next time they have it, make sure that you reserve your space and become a better person. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy I came to the workshop. I myself have been struggling to set my own goals for this year. So I'm feeling very empowered because now not only not only will I be able to plan my goals, I'll be able to execute them. I saw myself failing through, like when I do a monthly review, I'd have nothing ticked off on my goals. So this workshop really has opened my eyes. Now I'll be able to tick off on the things that I plan to do for the month. I'll execute my goals on a weekly, on a daily. So I'm glad I came. So thank you, Millicent, for this awesome workshop.
Hi, my name is Modesta. We are here at the Go Execution Workshop with Millicent Musuo. It was very nice. I also happen to have a Go Execution book, like the diary. I got it last year. I've been also bothering her in a DM, so she would help me here and there. It was very informative because we actually had to go through like 5 things that you have to go through, or questions that you have to ask yourself that will help you to achieve your purpose.